We got sauce from the heavens. I want that bread with no leaven. Yeah, we the salt on the earth, so we gotta take our praise up to a new level. I rep completion at 7. I rep completion at 7. You want the word, I will give you the word. Aki, yes, I'm just here just to serve. Yeah, we got sauce from the heavens.
Come in the word, sis. Right quick. I appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. How you doing, sis? How you doing tonight? What's your name? I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. Denise. Okay, my name's Kyrum. All praises. All praises, right? So, sis, when we out to tell our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that we're God's chosen people, right? This is not a religion. Give me Jonah 1-9, right? This is not a religion, right? This is our heritage, right? Every culture has a heritage, right? Every culture has a land, right? That's why these different cultures, you know, you see the Japanese, they can go to Japan, right? The Chinese, they can go to China, right? But where can black people go? We everywhere, right? But we don't have a designated land that's associated with us. Now, you may have some Pan-African flags and things like that, but when it comes to our culture as a nation, we don't really have that, right? They call us black, African-American, there's a new term called ADOS, right? African descendants of slaves, right? That's the new 2023 term, right? But what does God call us, right? Are we just niggas, right? Are we just black people? Or what does God call us? I want you to listen very carefully. And then, right, Jonah 1-9. Right?
It's the book of Jonah, chapter 1 and verse 9.
Read.
And he said unto them,
right?
I am an Hebrew.
I'm a what?
I am an Hebrew.
So this is the Israelite. We're not. Oh no, he's good. Right? This is Jonah, an Israelite. He's saying we are Hebrews, right? Not just black and Hispanic and Latino. We are Hebrews, God's chosen people. Did you know God had a chosen people? Right, absolutely. Let's read that. Isaiah 44:1. Right, this is a huge book. There's a lot of things that's going on, a lot of history, right? You believe the people that's in this book was real, right? And so they have families, and those families had families. Then they had some sons and brothers and cousins and aunties and uncles, and they came down today, and we descend from those people, right? Those people. Are you familiar with Moses and how he walked through the Red Sea with the people? Those people that he walked through are the Israelites, and we descend from those people, but they're called Israelites. So if we descend from them, what would we be called? Israelites. Right? Because those are our forefathers. Those are our ancestors that people talk about. Our real ancestors, right? Give me Isaiah 44:1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44 and verse 1.
Right?
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant.
Right, Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel. There's 12 different tribes, right? We descend from those 12 tribes. It says, hear, O Jacob, keep going.
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant,
right?
And Israel, whom I have chosen.
So who does God say he chose? It says, and Israel, read that again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 44, and verse 1.
Right.
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen.
So who did God say he chose? He chose Israel. So that means God has a chosen people, right? He prefers one people over the other, right? Because God set his love specifically on a nation of people, which is our people. Right, but why are we in this position? Why did we go through slavery? Right? Why are we still getting hanged? Why are we still getting beat down in the streets? Because we disobeyed God's commandments. Because he gave us a commandment that says, if you keep the commandments, he will set you on high. But if you break the commandments, he will put you on low. And that's why it's possible for these other nations they can just enslave us and rape us and conquer us, because we broke God's commandments. Let me get the book of Baruch, chapter 1, verse 17. Right? Baruch, chapter 1, verse 17. Are you familiar with like the different slave trades? Okay, so there's like the Arab slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, right? These different slave trades were ran by a certain group of people, right? You have the Dutch slave trade, right? These different nations, they didn't love us. They never loved us, right? So let's read Baruch 1:17.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 17.
Now listen very carefully why we are in this position. Why are we cursed in the earth, right? Because we're the most beautiful people on the earth, but we're cursed, right? We make the most greatest music. Sometimes we make great music. Right, because most of the music that we make is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, they got this lady named Sexy Red out, right? I don't know if y'all heard about that. You know, she's making all these different songs, right? Talking about her body parts and all this stuff, right? But this is not our culture, right? These are the things that we were mingled among that we started to perpetuate. So now let's read. Why are we in this position that we're in? Read.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 17.
Right?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
For we have what?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
So that's why we're in this position today, because we have sinned. Now, do you know what sin is?
That he wouldn't want us to do? Or
And what would that be? Does he not want me to go and buy a double cheeseburger with some fries? Like that, we got, you know what I'm saying? We got to be more specific. So what did he give us things that we can and cannot do? Right? Right. So as a nation of people, the things that he gave us to obey, we disobeyed him. Right? And there, as a result, we are not now in this position to be subject to our enemies. Right? So let's read what you got. Finish that off. Right?
Verse 18, and disobeyed him,
right,
and have not hearkened it unto the voice of the Lord our God,
right,
to walk in the commandments that he gave us openly,
right,
since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt,
right,
unto this present day.
So unto this present day we are disobedient. And now you said, okay, what is that sin? What were we disobedient to? Let's read that 1 John 3. All right, let's break down what were we disobedient to, right? 1 John 3.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Right.
Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law.
Transgressing is breaking. So it says, whosoever committeth sin breaks God's law. Keep going.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So what is sin?
Anything that he specifically told us not to do.
Exactly. Which is his law, right? So anything that he specifically told us not to do, if we break that, we are in sin. So as God's chosen people, we have to repent and keep the commandments, right? You have any questions? Have you heard about Israelites before?
No.
Okay, where's your father from?
He was Jamaican.
Oh, he passed?
Yeah.
Okay, how long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Sorry, how you holding up? You good? I know you're trying to make it.
It's rough.
You got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have a younger brother.
Younger brother? All praises. Well, sis, you got a family here, right? That's what we are to do, to teach our people to wake up and come back to the commandments. We got aunties, we got spiritual fathers, spiritual mothers, and things like that, right? I know you may have lost your physical father, but you still got a family here. You see what I'm saying? So don't ever feel like you're alone. You have nobody to talk to. This is why we're here, right? To bring our nation back to the fold. You got a fire? Okay, I'll pray this. Your name was Denise? Okay, it was good speaking to you, sis. All right. All right. You have a great rest of your night. All right. Appreciate you. I'll pray this.
We got sauce from the heavens. I want that bread with no leaven. Yeah, we the salt on the earth, so we gotta take our praise up to a new level. I rep completion at 7. I rep completion at 7. You want the word, I will give you the word. Aki, yes, I'm just here just to serve. Yeah, we got sauce from